In this video, we're going to see one of the best high-value tank appraisal of Pawn Stars. So watch till the end. Let's start with our first deal. In this episode, a man brings a note from government of Texas to pawn shop. Let's see what happened next.
We have notes from the Republic and the government of Texas.
All right, that is pretty cool. It's pretty amazing. Most people in Texas believe they live in a separate country already, and it'd be really cool to have their own money, too.
This is the real currency that they used back in the 1830s and 40s. The reason I'm trying to sell the notes is the business that I own has invested in them. It's time to refund the business.
Rick asked more questions to owner and asked him to share some past history of this item.
So tell me what you know about the bills.
The notes were produced between 1838 and 1840. Finest set of notes known to exist. All the notes have been authenticated and graded, so there's no question as to their authenticity or the quality.
Rick asked owner how much he wants for this stuff. Let's see owner asking price for this item.
Okay, and how much did you want for them?
The 9 notes of the Republic of Texas, approximately $25,000, and then for the government of Texas note, $650,000.
650 grand is more than I've ever spent on anything coming in the shop. So there's no way I'm going to shell out that kind of money until I have someone look at it.
Owner literally asked $650,000 for it. But we all know Rick, that without any authenticity, he didn't buy anything. So he calls an expert to estimate its worth.
Hi, guys.
Jay, how's it going, man?
What's going on, Jay?
This is quite a bill, this government of Texas $10. That's not even in the ballpark. That's over the moon, over the planets, over the stars.
Rick asked expert to estimate this note worth because everyone is curious to know its worth.
In my opinion, the retail value on these would be $300 to $600 each. On the 500, I would say a couple of thousand. In an auction, it could go for more.
But not 10,000.
Not even close. Now, in my opinion, the $10 Sam Houston note would retail for $5,000 to $7,000, and on a great day at a great auction, $10,000.
I paid more than that. I've looked up the auction records to know where they trade. This note, of course, has never been seen before.
But that doesn't necessarily mean it's worth a fortune of money.
Expert thinks that its worth is not even close to $10,000. Owner looks not happy after hearing that. Let's see where this deal will end.
I appreciate you bringing in an expert, but obviously this is so rare, he just doesn't normally deal with it. And if I could buy notes at his price as retail, I'd probably buy them out.
Obviously, a deal's not going to be made here today. Just a difference of opinion. It happens all the time.
Absolutely.
No hard feelings.
No hard feelings.
That was unfortunate for the owner. Due to his high-value appraisal, he did not get any deal. Let's move to second deal. In this episode, a man brings some prototype stuff to pawn shop.
So what do we got in the box?
It is a prototype for the unreleased Kenner starting lineup Andre Agassi action figure.
There was actual tennis action figures?
They never came out. This figure is one of 2 known to exist. These were supposed to be destroyed after Kenner failed to lock down the license very close to production. And I found this in the basement of an ex-Kenner employee. I'm hoping to get $10,000 from my Andre Agassi prototype action figure.
Rick knows something about the item, so he shares more details about it.
Been playing tennis since he was like 2 years old. He would joke around and say he's an 8th grade dropout because, by the 8th grade, that's all he did was play tennis. But in the 90s, he was unbelievable.
Rick asks some leading questions to owner about this prototype item.
So he was the flagship player for the intended Kenner starting lineup tennis line.
You can tell it's probably a prototype.
Absolutely. It's a test of the molds, and the color was irrelevant. He would not have had clear legs when they produced him.
You got a certificate of authenticity here. Apparently it's authenticated by a guy named...
After lots of discussion, Rick finally asks owner how much he wants for it.
I'm asking $10,000.
So I got my toy guy. I'll get his opinion on it.
Okay.
All right. And I'll be right back.
Owner wants $10,000 for it, but Rick is not sure about this item worth. So he decides to call an expert for better advice.
So this specific item is believed to have been intended for what was called Timeless Legends. And that line was really cool because it did a lot of secondary sports. And this is pretty unique. It looks like what I would expect one of these test shot or first shot prototypes to look like. You can see that the different colors of plastic that they use, that's done intentionally so they can identify quickly what they wanted to make changes on.
So what do you think?
Well, I'll tell you first, CIB is highly, highly respected in the industry. They're the authority as far as authenticating toys, especially when it's something like an item like this that might be a one-off. And based on that, $1,200 is what I'd look to get for it.
Expert estimates it's worth around $1,200. Then Rick started the negotiation with the owner. Let's see where this deal will end.
My big time offer is $600.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that today.
Hey, if you change your mind, come back and see me.
Rick offers only $600 for it, but owner wants more money, so no deal was made. Let's move to next deal. In this episode, a lady brings very antique Tiffany clock to pawn shop.
Very old Tiffany clock.
It's Tiffany & Company.
It is a Tiffany.
Lady tells more details about this antique clock.
I came down to the pawn shop today to sell a Tiffany wall clock. I know that it's quite rare and it's a one-of-a-kind piece because it has some pretty unique paintings on it. I'd like to get just around $8,000 for it.
Lady shares information about the clock, but Rick asks more questions to owner about the item.
Probably done around the 1800s. I think is really unique about it is that it has all these reverse paintings on it. So what I've been told is that, you know, the artist had to actually paint it backwards in order for you to view it forwards.
Okay, do you mind if I look at this thing a little bit more?
No, that's okay.
Rick takes a closer look at the clock and found something written on it. Let's see what happened next.
That is a clockmaker's repair. They have this weird little script and everything like that, so next time they work on it, they know what they did.
Finally, after some discussion, Rick asks owner how much he wants for this.
I'm looking for $8,000.
Okay, so I will give you like $1,200.
I would be more inclined around the 4 or 5.
They just don't go for that.
Right.
I'd go 13. Or are we just too far apart?
I think we're too far apart.
All right. Have a nice day.
Thank you, you too.
Rick offers $1,300 for this clock, but lady wants $4,500 for it. So a no deal was made. Let's move to next deal. In this episode, a man brings 1980 Olympic hockey stick, and he claims that this is signed by Miracle on Ice hockey team.
A hockey stick signed by the Miracle on Ice Olympic hockey team. I decided to come to the pawn shop today to try to sell my hockey stick signed by the 1980 Miracle on Ice Olympic hockey team. It is a one-of-a-kind, very unique item. I wouldn't take less than $5,000 for it today.
Owner shares some past history of his hockey stick to the Rick.
My uncle was a bus driver, and one of his charter trips was to pick up the hockey team and drive them to the airport. And so at that time, I got all the players and the assistant coaches. Then in 1994, I was working at a country club, and Herb Brooks, the head coach, came in. I asked him if I could get the stick there before he left, if he would sign it, and he did.
There's no question, I want this stick. I know a ton of collectors who would think this thing is absolutely priceless.
Rick calls an expert to authenticate this item because he is not sure about its authenticity.
I've got signatures from the 20 players of the 1980 Olympic hockey team.
All right, start from the top. Jim Craig, that's the goalie. He makes this very distinct ending for his G. There's all kinds of evidence, and this thing is absolutely authentic.
Expert immediately leaves after the authentication. Then Rick started the negotiation. Let's see where this deal will end.
Like $2,000 on it?
There's a 4 and we got a deal.
No.
Not only no, hell no.
Thanks. Have a good one, man.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, no deal was made. Let's move to next deal. In this episode, man brings silver vinaigrette boxes to pawn shop.
That I inherited from my mother when she passed, and these are called Vinegarettes. I'm looking to sell the Vinegarettes today because my daughter's getting married. I could use the money to help with her wedding, and I think it would be a great way for her grandmother to participate in her wedding.
Rick studies the item.
Let's see, this was Birmingham. I know it's Birmingham because it has an anchor mark on it, okay? This one is really great marks. This one's 1850.
After careful checking the item, Rick confirms that it's 100% original. Now the main question is how much money Rick offers to him.
These are just your basic corner jewelry store type thing. They're from Birmingham. I'll give you like $700 for them.
We're pretty far apart. Give me 3.
3,000? No. I mean, 700 is around it. I mean, the problem is they're not the right makers.
If we're that far apart, I think rather than I'll give them to my daughter.
Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you.
Rick offers only $7,000 to $8,000 for it, but owner is not satisfied with this offer. So owner refuses to take this deal, and no deal was made. Let's move to next deal.
I've got a 1999 St. Louis Rams Lombardi Trophy. Original box and certificate of authenticity.
Owner brings 1999 Lewis Super Bowl trophy to pawn shop and gives more information about it.
I came to the pawn shop today to sell an actual Lombardi Trophy from the St. Louis Rams, 1999. I'm looking to get about $7,500 for the trophy. I'd probably take about $4,500.
Rick's still confused about this trophy. He thinks that it's not real, it's in replica. So he asked some questions to owner about it.
Well, it's actually a replica because the real Vince Lombardi Trophy is bigger and they make one of those. The Vince Lombardi Trophy has been awarded to every team that's won the Super Bowl since 1970.
They made 400 of these, huh?
Yes.
And I can just tell by the weight looking at it, it's not sterling silver like the Vince Lombardi Trophy.
No, it's not. I'm not sure what it's made out of. It's very rare.
Well, it's not really rare. There are 400 of them.
After some discussion, finally Rick asked owner how much he's looking to get out of it.
So what do you want to do with this?
I'd like to sell it.
How much do you want for it?
I'd like to get about $7,500 for it. And
I would love to have it. It's a really cool piece, but I would pay $2,500 for it.
we're too far apart.
Okay.
But I'll let you hoist it, though, even though you're not going to buy it.
All right,
Let's move to next deal. In this episode, a man brings rarest Apache Knuckle Gun to pawn shop. Let's see where this deal will end.
A brass knuckle gun?
The gun is actually called the Apache.
My grandfather had it. He passed away. It was sort of a thug's gun. I've seen where the value can reach up to $7,000. I don't want to go below $4,000.
Rick shares more details about this item.
Brass knuckles and a gun.
Oh, wow.
The ultimate self-defense weapon. I don't think anyone designed anything quite like this. I mean, it's only a .28 caliber, but that was an effective round, especially at close quarters. You know, you go to punch a guy like that, and when you're swinging like that, you also have a knife sticking out the end of it. This gun has a lot going for it.
After all the discussion, as usual, Rick asks owner how much he's looking to get out of it.
$7,000.
No. I would go $2,000 for it because I think it would sell real quick.
No, they're very unique. The least expensive that I would let it go for would be about $45,000.
We're too far apart. Best I'm going to go is $22,000.
For that price, I will keep it in the family.
Rick offers him only $2,200, but owner refuses to take this, so no deal was made. Let's move to next deal.
Original blueprints to the USS Maine, 1887 to 1889 before the ship was sunk.
This man brings some drawings and claims that it's his U.S. Maine blueprints. Let's see, is this real or fake?
I've researched for over 10 years. They're the only ones that I know of that exist. I'd like to sell them because I could use the money.
Rick takes a closer look at the item, and he asks some leading questions to owner about it.
This right here appears to be boilers.
Yeah.
These, I imagine, would be piston-driven steam engines.
Yes.
This is the gun. This is the turret it's on. And they would rotate on this right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the back of the ship. This is basically the way things were stored. That is neat.
After that, Rick asks owner how much he's looking to get out of it.
So how much do you want for them?
I want $9,000 for this one. I want $6,000 for that one. And I want $10,000 for this one.
After listening to high-value appraisal from the owner, Rick decides to call an expert so he can get better advice. Let's see what expert talks about it.
I don't see a lot of value here. Tops, if you really want to put something classic looking, you know, up on a wall, framed, $300 or $400 a piece.
Yeah.
Am I close?
Well, no. I want $25,000 for them.
Yeah, see, it's like totally different planets. They're still not construction documents. I mean, to me, they're one of many copies made, and they were made for something. Maybe they were made for an official purpose, but I still think they're worth $300 or $400.
Expert estimates it's worth around $300 to $350, which is way more or less than owner expected. Let's see, will Rick make this deal or not?
If there was a lot of them printed, where are they? It's the only one.
They might be the only ones, but I still don't think they're going to bring that kind of money. Thanks for coming in, though.
All right.
As expected, no deal was made. Let's move to our most awaiting deal. In this episode, Rick goes to middle of the desert in search of tank. Rick is very excited to make a deal. Let's see what happened next.
So I'm in the middle of the desert in search of a tank for the shop's lot. Apparently, there's an authentic Sherman tank for sale.
So, are we close? Almost there. That's it right there. That's the Sherman.
Rick and team finally reaches to the tank place. Let's check out the tank and learn more details about it.
Holy
The tank the guys are looking at right now is an M4A3 Sherman. It's the only Sherman tank in private hands that was actually used in the Pacific Theater. Real Marines jumped into during Iwo Jima. It was finally taken out of service when they hit the turret at the turret bearing. We met the gentleman who had to back it out, still alive today.
When they raised the flag on Mount Suribachi, I mean, it's probably the most iconic photo of all of World War II.
Rick is curious about this tank because he never see this type of stuff before, but Chum calls Rick because he found something unusual in it. Let's see what's the problem with it.
Well, guys, there's a major problem with this tank. It's made out of wood.
You know what that's for? The Japanese had magnetic mines, sticky mines that they would run up and stick to the side of a tank. Marines had to improvise and put wood paneling on the side to protect themselves.
And everything works inside?
Everything works.
Rick is just want to assure that everything in this tank is working perfectly before making any deal. Let's see if this tank is working or not.
How much you want for this thing?
I'm looking to get $1.5 million.
But we get to drive it?
You can drive it and you can shoot it.
The guy's asking $1.5 million. That kind of money, I'm thinking about it, but before I do anything, I'm going to have to fire it.
Now it's time to see some demo. Let's see what this tank can do before making any deal.
That was amazing! Nice job, Rick.
Rick is really impressed with tank performance, and he decides to take expert advice in it. So he asks expert to help him in this deal.
What do you think, Alex?
Speaks for itself. Shermans are the most desired American tank from World War II. Fires well. One that we know of that sold in the last year that wasn't documented to be at any major battle was sold for $1.2 million. So at $1.5 million, I think that's a fair price.
Expert advice, Rick, that $1.5 million, it is a fair price for this. Let's see, will Rick make this high value deal or not?
It's amazing. It's got amazing history. Everything about it's absolutely great. But it's so out of the ballpark for me. But I really, really appreciate the day. It's been an unbelievable day. Thanks, man. Amazing day.
Unfortunately, Rick is not able to make this deal, but he is thankful to the owner for making his day. That was a good gesture from Rick towards the tank owner. Let's move to our last deal.
What can I do for you?
Well, I've got this 1950 Martin Tipple.
Pretty cool. I think it's pronounced T-play, but it does say Tipple. I don't know.
Man brings a rare guitar to pawn shop. Chum takes a closer look of the item and asks some questions to owner about it.
At first glance, it doesn't look in horrible condition. It's got some normal scratches and wears and tears on it. It's been dinged up pretty bad right here, but that shouldn't affect the sound quality. But it looks like it's in good condition.
Chum found some scratches on the guitar. Then he asked owner for an offer.
And how much are you looking to get?
Well, I think it's worth, realistically, maybe around $2,500.
I do know these things are very rare. They're very hard to sell, but it's a Martin.
Chum is not sure about its authenticity, so he brings an expert to evaluate this item.
These originated in South America and migrated to North America in the 20s during the ukulele craze. I mean, Martin, what can you say? They're one of the most iconic acoustic guitar companies on the face of the earth. Been around since pre-Civil War. Well, yeah, these are great.
Expert takes a closer look of the item to check it's in working condition or not.
Take a look at it.
Okay.
You can hear it's pretty loud. It's got a lot of projection for a little body. It's got a lot of sound.
After the checking, Chum asked expert to evaluate its worth.
What kind of value does this have?
They're very rare. Well, in the condition it's in, looking at it right now, I'd give it around $2,000.
Expert estimate it's worth around $2,000, but owner looks not happy after hearing that. Let's see, will this deal made or not?
Top dollar I'm going to be willing to pay for this is going to be $1,100.
I don't know, 14?
It's a really niche instrument. 11's going to be my max. It really is.
Yeah, I think we're just too far apart. I appreciate you looking at it for me.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good day.
Unfortunately, no deal was made. That for today, please like, share, and subscribe. See you soon in the next video. Till then, watch this 2 amazing Pawn Stars video. Peace out.